Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Let me show you how you can reuse image settings easily in Pages. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. So let's add an image to this Pages document. I'm going to click on Media here to do that and go to Photos. And then I'm going to select a photo here. Let's choose this one. And then I'm going to resize it and customize the photo to get it look just like I want. So I'll make it about this size here. Pretty small so we can see a bunch of examples at the same time. Let's go and choose a picture frame border. Scale it down a bit. Choose a shadow. Set everything else up just like I want. I can even set the text wrapping to work like I want. So let's go to Arrange here and I'll choose Above and Below like that, so I can put it in the center like that. I could use Inline with Text or any of these other ones, or Stay on Page. I could maybe adjust the spacing around it a bit, and now I've got my image just like I want. Except now when I want to add a second image I want it to look exactly the same. But if I go to Media Photos again and I select another image like this one, it starts off from scratch. And now I have to make all those adjustments a second time. And what if I need to add 10, 20, or 100 images to this document and I want them to look basically the same? I have to repeat all those steps each of those times. Now one thing you can do to get part of the way there is to copy and paste the style. So I can select this image here. Go, instead of to Edit where you can just copy, go to Format where you can copy style, or Option Command C. Then select the other image and Format Paste Style, or Option Command V will paste the style. This won't resize the image and it won't change things like the arrangement format here. Notice it's above and below for this image, but this one remains automatic. But it does set all the other things up like the border, drop shadow, and other elements. So now you just have to resize everything and get it to match. Now a similar thing you can do is create a custom style. So under Format Style, you've got styles here at the top. With an image selected, you have image styles. You may be familiar with using styles for text. Styles for images work in a similar way. So you can see some default ones here. I could click on the arrow to go to the right, and then I have some blank slots. I could click the plus button with this image selected and it's going to put that style into this slot here. So now when I choose another image to add, like that, I can now click on this style and it will make a lot of those choices for me. You can see I have the same border, I've got the drop shadow, and other things. I don't have the same size and I don't have the same text wrapping. So it only gets me part of the way there. I could go and resize this to fit. It's not that hard to do. And then go ahead and change the text wrapping and all of that and have two identical images. So having a custom style is useful if you want the same basic things like border, shadow, and other properties, but want to have a different size and maybe are using the default object placement and text wrap each time, or you want to set it separately for each image. Now another technique that you can do, something that goes back years and years and works in all sorts of different apps, is to simply make a duplicate of this image and then change just the image, leaving all the other properties the same. One way to do that is to go to Edit and Copy, or Command C, and then go to Edit, Paste, or Command V. Then I get an exact duplicate of this image here. Now all I need to do is swap the image out. I can do that a couple of ways. One is to go to Format Image and there's a Replace button. I can click the Replace button and I get a File Open dialog. So I have to choose a file. But I can actually go in the left sidebar here under Media, choose Photos, and then select the photo that way and Insert. And you can see I get the photo in there, but it's kept all of the other properties. The style is all set the same. The arrangement set the same, and of course you can see the image size is the same. I could do the same thing using Replace, and then let's go to the desktop and select one of these two images here and I can replace it with that. What would be even nicer to do is if I could drag and drop. If I take one of these images here in the Finder or drag from the Photos app into Pages and try to put it in here, look what happens. It inserts it as a new image. That's not what I want. I want to replace this image with what I'm dragging into it. You could do that by setting this as a placeholder. So with this selected, go to Format and then Advanced and then Defined as Media Placeholder. You can see there's a keyboard shortcut for it if you want to use this often. Then when you do, it doesn't change the image in there, but you get this little indicator at the bottom right that this is now a drop zone. I can drop this into here and change the image easily. Once you do though, it's no longer a placeholder. But I get the desired result with all of the style settings and arrangement settings and of course the size being the same. I can repeat this over and over again. I mentioned that there's another way to duplicate an image, and that is instead of copying and paste, hold the Option key down and drag the image. And this will create a duplicate. It works the same way in a lot of different apps. Option drag usually duplicates what you're dragging. So now I have another image here. I can use that keyboard shortcut Control Option Command I to make that a placeholder and then quickly drag and drop another image into it. Now this technique will allow you to quickly and easily reuse image settings throughout your document. But what happens when you start a new document? To create a new document, one of the things you can do is copy and paste from the old document. So I can go into this document, say I like how I set images in this one, and I can copy it and then go into this new document and paste it in here. And now I've got everything set the same way and I can replace this image to get going. But instead of always going back to an old finished document and grabbing the image out of there, you can create yourself a clips document to hold things like this for later use. So I can select this image here and copy it, and let's create a new document. And you can create a regular blank document or maybe a page layout document. Will be convenient since the body text won't get in the way. And then create, and then in this document here I can paste this image in. And then with it selected I could set it to be a media placeholder so it's ready for drag and drop. Maybe I even want to have variations. So I'm going to Option drag here to create a duplicate and I'll double click to crop and I'll make this one more of a square image. Maybe sometimes I want to use a wide rectangle and sometimes I want to use a square. So I've got both of these images here and I'll just save this as my clips here. I'll put it on the desktop, but you probably put it in your documents folder or wherever you keep your Pages documents. And now when I'm working on a document and it's time to insert an image, all I need to do is open up this clips document, find what I want. Like let's say I want to do the square image here, copy it. I can close this document here. Back in my original I can paste and now I've got my image right here ready to go. I can drag and drop the actual image I want in there. You can store a whole bunch of different image clips here with all sorts of borders and sizes and everything. You can even label them. Create a text box, call them something like this and place it right above. And you can have more information in there like the actual arrangement settings and all that so you know you get the right one. And you can also store other things in here. For instance, here's a group of 5 elements, 2 black lines, a gray box, and 2 pieces of text. It's all set up like I want to use it maybe in different documents and it's grouped together so I can select it once, copy, go to another document like this, paste it in. Even the text wrapping is set up there on that gray box so it wraps just like I want. So really any elements or groups of elements that you find yourself reusing from document to document you can put into this clips document or a variety of different clips documents for different purposes to easily be able to access them again in the future without having to recreate all of the settings every time. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.